Hello, Dr. Rubina. So it's funny how when we meet people, and for me at least, I slot them into my brain in a certain way. And I remember when I first met Dr. Rubina, words like eloquent and stylish and really, really smart is the way I slaughter her into my brain. And of course, I don't think I've ever said that to you. And the other thing that I come from healthcare, and I've come into the space around working with people, and here I meet Dr. Rubina, and immediately I felt like this is someone who I want to learn from,
Mm.
learn with, be with. She's an esteemed senior assistant professor from an amazing historic university in Atlanta, Georgia, where I had the opportunity of living for many, many years. So as I met you, Rubina, there were so many connections happening for me internally that really made me feel like, oh my God, here is this amazing woman that I want to spend more time with. And so please tell our audience a little bit more about what you do and all of the amazing passion that you bring to the students and the organizations that are lucky enough to have you working with them.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much, Debbie. And the feelings are mutual. I think I met you and Pam at the same time. And so I had you guys as friends in my head as well. So,
Yep.
um,
Same.
right, like you're in, I'm like, yeah, Pam, Debbie. And so here we are. And I always believe in divine intervention, right? So we were divinely connected. Well, just a little bit about me. Debbie, I bring a background of human resources and from corporate America. So I used to work in human resources, and then I worked for a nonprofit. And then one day I woke up and I'm like, you know, like I have a greater purpose. Ended up going into academia. From there, I got my PhD, or I got my PhD while I was teaching, and then because I knew that's where I wanted to be. So I've spent the um, last years of my career there. I mean, I'm 29 and a half, but so like I was must have started when I was really young there. So, but I've spent, the last half of my life there. And, why? Why? Because I'm very committed to creating equity in the world since I was a young girl, right? Like I remember in college, I was gonna, because the glass ceiling came around around the same time. And so like I would have my suits on and I'd be walking, I'm going to work and I'm going to impact that glass ceiling and I'm going to make the world a better place for women. And so guess what? I'm not in corporate America, but I still do that. I do that through my research. I do that. I do a lot of research, or I've done research around career sponsorship, and especially when it comes to women. Which has been published in the Harvard Business Review as well as other academic journals. Do some recently skilling and coaching and mentoring. So all of that helps to help the leader to go to that next level. So when I say I'm about equity, what I mean is like I want everyone to have the same levels of skills and to be able to have the same opportunities. Now, what happens after they're skilled, the individual has to be motivated to do that, but you will leave with me having been upskilled, reskilled, whatever kind of skilled and competent. So what I love about all of that and the work that I do is really to help support like the model of individual leader, and then leader at work, and then leader in the community. And for me, and Debbie, I remember you mentioning something about it for yourself, is that if I impact one leader, I impact his subordinates and their families. I impact his family and those
Or
connections, or her. Sorry, yeah, her. Yeah. See, we're so prone to say he, right? but him or her, let's not even say him. And so, for me, that's the power that working with organizations, I work with Fortune 500 companies, I work with CEOs, and working with them and the impact that that has had, right? So I've helped mend relationships with the work that I'm doing with the CEO, although it's in his business, but it feeds over to every area of our life. I've helped new employees stay because of doing work together, understanding like, oh, okay, this is how they operate, this is how they work, and this is how our personalities need to mesh together. So I just love bringing my research, bringing my practical experience, my professional experience, all together to help build leaders, to build teams, to help them be productive, not only at work, but in their communities.
Hmm. I think that's it's one of the things that strikes me. You are a community person, and I feel
Yeah.
like you do that work well and easily, partially because who you are is immediate community, and that's what I thought when I met you. Like I'd known you, like we knew each other, even though we
Right.
just met. And there's an authenticity and a vulnerability that you bring, that you have, that's just naturally there with you, that I think is probably a big contributor to allowing those CEOs that you work with, those leaders that you contribute to also have that experience of themselves, or the space to go to that place and to really get access to building something fabulous.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I really truly believe in yeah, I think one of the things I always get complimented on by the people that I work with is like I bring authenticity, and like I'm not going to sugarcoat something. It's like, hey, this is how it's like now, like how do we, because I'm a natural problem solver, so I'm like, now how do we go about solving the problem, versus trying to sugarcoat it or anything like that. So that is what I've been complimented on, and I feel like that is what I like to bring to the table as well. So thank you.
Yeah.